Right, so welcome to session. I'm Steve Hollier. I'm a data governance specialist within Informatica for UKI. I've probably got one of the longest titles in the world. So I'm a data privacy specialist as well. I think they just tried to advance that so it would be a talking point. So I'm here today to talk to you a bit about Informatica and how we do data intelligence and how that's supporting the marketplaces now. What you'll probably know, and this will make sense for a lot of people in their companies at the moment, is we've got an expansion of data going on. There's a heck of a lot of data that you're having to deal with in part of your challenges. There's new users that want to be able to use that data as well, right? It's changed. The marketplace has changed about how people are using it. We've got new data types coming in. So you've got all things are passing. I work with a number of energy companies and they've got all these smart meters and how they're having new data coming in. We all want to use it. We all want to commoditize that data. You've got data movement into the cloud, and of course, what we want to be able to do is use our data as part of an engine for AI or ML. There's a heck of a lot going on. But with all that data, imagine how hard it is to really understand it. And that's what we're finding at the moment. A lot of people don't understand the information that they've got. They need to understand the metadata, the business context, the usage. There's a lot of information going on there to try and understand it. And if you don't get it right, then the outputs that you get generally are wrong, unfortunately. So let's remember, data is an asset. Well, I believe that anyway. It's the new oil, the new gold, the new currency, whatever you want to call it, but it's used to drive your business forward. It's the lifeblood of your organization. It's even finding that a number of other vendors are saying this as well. You're finding that they're using data as a foundation to drive the business forward, for managing risk and understanding your risk, for driving control, for answering regulations, for actually driving business value. There's not one company that I go into these days where they don't say, yeah, it's great. I know we've got to do some governance around data. I know we've got to understand our data, but actually we want to know what benefit can we get? How can we drive our business forward? How can we get that competitive advantage? And that's what companies are trying to do at the moment. Unfortunately, like any asset, if you don't look after it, you're going to lose it, or you'll find that it's managed in the wrong way. And so data doesn't magically do what you want it to do. You've got to understand it and use it in the right way to make sure it's driving your business value forward. Now, what we tend to find is that people make a lot of assumptions. How many people have seen CDOs, CIOs, those kind of people with these fantastic spreadsheets or graphs or iPads with these little bar charts on them? I actually spoke to one CDO where he had an iPad and he showed me all these graphs on there and he's making business decisions on it. When I asked him, okay, well, where's that data come from? How old is that data? Do you know, he couldn't tell me. But he's making decisions based on what he's seeing on there. But he doesn't understand the data that he's got under the covers that's supporting that. Interesting. And we all know what an assumption makes, right? So yeah, every day we're finding that lots of decisions are made without enough understanding of that data. So let's take an example. What do we got here? It's edible, it's a fruit. It's green, it grows on trees, and it grows in orchards. Quick show of hands. How many thinking apple? How many thinking pear? Actually, it describes both, doesn't it? Yeah? Each one of those could actually be an apple or a pear. But so what I'm trying to say is, without that understanding of what you're looking for, without that understanding of what you're doing or using that, how do you know which one is being used? And therefore you're making the wrong decisions based on the fact that you might be thinking, they want me to know everything about my apple. But actually he's thinking, or she's thinking, I really want to know everything about my pear. What that does is you have a combination of missed opportunities. Now, if you're getting it wrong, you might be targeting the wrong people, and therefore you've got missed opportunities. It will lead to errors, making the wrong business decisions. Some people, like that CDO, actually had overconfidence in the information. He had his pie charts. He had his bar graphs. He was happy. He was getting the right things. And then we get the generator of the misunderstanding. Or, of course, it could be all of those that come together. And what's happening is, in the marketplace at the moment, if we make the wrong decisions about data, or if we don't manage data in the right way, not only are we finding from a business point of view that we're making it wrong, actually our consumers are not happy with us either. Our consumers start telling us that we're getting the information wrong. We're not giving them the right marketing or anything like that. So what we need to make sure is that you are actually targeting the right way with the right data that you've got. So, sorry, let's stop assuming. To be able to support that, we need to start collecting metadata about the data that we've got contained within there. And there's about 4 different types that we tend to look at. The technical understanding of the data, yeah? What is it physically? At a physical layer, what data do we have contained within there? The business relevance to it, yeah? Why have we got it? Why is it contained within there? Some people can't even tell me why that data's there, let alone whether they understand that it is there. The operational practice, yeah? How is it flowing throughout our organization? The lineage that's associated with it. What operations are using it and why are they using it? And then, of course, the usage, and actually who's got access to that data as well, which is really quite important. A number of the regulations that have data contained within there, they're telling us you should control your data. You can't give access to everyone on particular bits of data, especially, and I'm going to use a swear word now, sorry, for anybody in the room, the GDPR regulation. Yeah, the old one, making sure we're using data in the right way and we have the reason for being able to do it. You have to have this context to make sure that you are. So, how do we collect it? And actually, where does it all come from? Well, I like to think there's 3 main sources, or common sources, that will support where it comes from. First of all, it's what we know. Some of you will already have spreadsheets, business models, physio diagrams, documentation existing out there, where you've documented what your business is, what data you've got contained within there, why it's being used. It will be in lots of different formats. Some people will be shaking their heads and going, nope, no idea. It's Joe Bloggs down the road that knows what's going on with that. And that's often the case as well, which actually is where we go to what we think we know. We talk to experts. Yeah, we talk to the people in the room that know what that data is being used for. Let's hope they don't leave, because I'm often being asked, are they going to be a flight risk? Because if they leave, then actually, how do you have an understanding of processes or anything like that that's using that data and maintain it? So you need to start thinking about how you're going to pull that together. And then actually, it's about what can we discover? So it's what do we know? What do other people know? And what can we discover as part of a solution? And that will be things like using tooling to be able to do that. And guess what? That's where we start to come into play. Enables us to utilize, if we put some intelligence in there, it enables us to utilize data in the right way and therefore make the right decisions. But why do we need intelligence? Some of you will already know this. Some of you will already go, well, I've got so much data and there's so much complexity around it, I really don't know what it's being used for. I actually had one particular customer I was working with where we started to look at their warehouse. Fantastic warehouse, right? Had a lot of information in there and they're running reports off of it. We started to look at the information contained within there. Would you believe they had credit card in there? 32 times. 32 times in one warehouse, because what they'd done is just take lots of different sources, didn't really understand what data they were taking and chucking it into a warehouse, running analytics out of it and getting business results coming from it. They didn't really know what was contained within there until we told them what was contained within there. There's going to be a lot of manual processing as well. We have to understand how that data flow is happening throughout the organization. Sometimes people will be able to tell you, but wouldn't it be clever if we can try and pick that up? Yeah, because you've already got it somewhere. If you're doing an ETL transformation, then you can read from there. If you're running some kind of reports, that report is telling you how we're creating that output. Wouldn't it be clever if we could read that and understand what that's doing? Informatica, to be able to support that, has what we call the Intelligent Data Platform. So we have a number of solutions that come together to support this, from data security to data integration to MDM 360 to intelligent data governance to privacy, and they all integrate. They all use that metadata platform that I've been talking about over and over again to then be able to support you from your business decisions, whichever direction you try and go in. What I really like, so for example, into the data governance and how we do some intelligence in there. Let's imagine that you want to understand what data quality rules you want to apply. You're going to apply, okay, customer number, I need it to be 10 digits long. But customer number could be in 2, 4, 8, 40, 80 different places. So you've got to apply that data quality rule to all of them across your enterprise. How about if we could create the data quality rule, find the places that it's in, and then automatically apply those actual data quality rules to all of the places that we find that particular customer number? Wouldn't that be cool? Instead of applying it one here, one here, one here, one here. We're automating that process, and then you start to get efficiencies contained within there. Wouldn't it be also great if we can understand where the information is from a governance point of view, and then apply some kind of security? I've got one customer that's taking data, understanding where their data is, knowing what the regulation says to them about how they can manage that data, and then applying some masking rule associated with it as well, because they're protecting the data as well. Cool, eh? We're starting to integrate. We're starting to get intelligent about how we use our data. There's also an engine contained within our software solutions called Claire. I hate trying to explain this, but for those of you who don't know, Claire is our engine. Claire is the engine that powers all the algorithms under the covers. You ready for this? It's clairvoyant with AI in the middle. Come on, I can see some wry smiles going on in there. Clairvoyant with AI coming in the middle. But it does really power that intelligent platform. And it do things like that data quality automation. It will do things like data similarity, understanding how patterns of data are exactly the same. It will do proximity checking. It will do automatic tagging. It does lots of things to speed up your way of understanding your data estate. But why does intelligence matter? Well, this is a really simple example, right? This is a really simple example, telephone number. There's 4 or 5 different ways in which telephone number has been displayed, from a metadata construct to a data construct. One example, phone number. Wouldn't that be easy? If we're looking for data and it said phone number, woohoo, that would be simple, wouldn't it? How easy is it for that? It's not. Generally, you don't find it says phone number. It might say something short, like phone num. How can you understand that? Well, that's a similarity. Right? You've got, it's almost the same between that one, sorry if I highlight it, between that one and that one. So therefore we start to pick up some of the similarity matches associated with it on the tagging. You can use a cross table or XREF table to look up. So you can look up to be able to achieve it. Here, again, metadata makes no sense. Data doesn't really make too sense. But actually, if we give it a regular expression, then we can pick it up. So we've got 4 different methods already. We've picked it up from the metadata, we've picked it up from similarity on the metadata, we've picked it up from an XREF table, we've picked it up from a regular expression, but then we get something like gobbledygook and it makes no sense. Okay, but the data is exactly the same as the first one. So again, we pick it up from that similarity. And that's the cleverness that's contained within some of the AI algorithms that we've got. That's why intelligence is important in this. Okay. But then we need to think about something else. It's all very well understanding what data we've got, but now we need to start going, okay, how do we integrate it? How do we actually know how we're using that data? Because what we want to do is go, well, what data do we need from a regulatory reporting point of view? Who's using that data? Who has access to it? What stakeholders own it? We need to start linking all of that information together. The good thing is the understanding already exists. People already have a generally good understanding of what data they've got, where it is, what it's contained. So they'll give you some good starting points. Different areas of the business will use data in a different way. What we want to do is be able to connect it, bring it together so that all of those sources are in one place. So every line of business puts all their information about how they're using data, why they're using that data in one particular place. Because then we want to make it consumable and reusable. We want people to be able to reuse that data across the estate, or that understanding, that business flow, that lineage, that quality. Everybody using the same rules across. Wouldn't that be really nice if everybody used the same rules? I mean, I've got customers that have different lines of business that have different technology. Different technology to do the same job, for goodness sake. Okay, so how does all of this bring together? So how does this help you when we bring it together? Well, let's give a really simple example. We're at DataCon. DataCon tends to have a lot of data scientists contained within there that want to use data. So let's think about this. We've now understood and connected the data. So they want to use the data for their particular purposes that they find. What we tend to find is a number of them are in analyst phase for about 20%. I kid you not, I've been into 3 customers recently where they've said you've got that wrong. We're at 95% is spent in data prep. And I can see some nods in the room, so I know that some of you are finding that as well. 95% in data prep, that's ridiculous. And then you've actually got 20% in the analysis phase. How about if what we could do is reduce that? We've now got that understanding, that intelligence. We're now helping those data scientists to understand the information they've got, which means we can reduce it. And data prep is now 20%. You can all see where I'm going here, right? If we actually find that, we've got the same work output, but less time to do it, creates more time for projects. More projects means more value is delivered, and of course what you get is more projects as well. Value grows because we've got an understanding, we're getting the right information, and actually the completed project grows as part of that as well. Cool, and intelligent governance has helped you to do that. So some takeaways for today. So intelligent data governance. Using AI to better understand your data and support your business decisions, really important. Standardize on technology. Now, don't try and use different technologies across the plane. Use something that's integrated and can support each other so that when you're doing it in one area, it can pass the information to another. You're not copying it. A metadata catalog is really quite key. If you're going to do any decisions, you're going to have to understand how your data is being used. Those metadata aspects are quite key for that. Build trust. Yeah, so the quality stuff that we're talking about, actually making sure that the decisions that are being made, that CDO, he's getting the right information and he understands where it's coming from to make those decisions. So when he is asked that, he's making the right ones. Understand your apples and pears. If you remember nothing else from this presentation, understand your apples and pears. That's how you're going to remember it. Okay, final thought for today. Those who own the data own the future. But only if you know what data you've got. And if I don't say this, my marketing team will shoot me. Please come and visit us at stand 145. We're just around the corner, and I'll be there and happy to talk to you about any of this. Thank you for your time.